And the phrase is used for when someone tries to hide undesirable reality with a facade. When someone hides their bad side and puts forward their best side. You know, like when you started dating. And, you know, my wife, when we first started dating, she would, we'd go to like a steakhouse and she'd be like, I'm not really hungry, I'm just gonna have a salad. And then the whole time she was eating, she's covering her mouth, you know, but now, if I take my wife to a steakhouse, how many of you know the illusion is gone? Like, we're 20 years into marriage. That died a long time ago. But there's something about when you first start dating, you're trying to hide your bad side. They say it actually takes 7 years of marriage before you actually meet the real person. So we're like in the clear. I think she knows the worst side of me. Don't ask her about it. It doesn't exist. Or it's like, you know, you met someone online and you saw their picture and you're like, wow, they're a very attractive person. And then you met them in person and you were like, wait a second. What kind of demonic filter did you use in your online picture? We've all been there. But we learn in life to show the good parts and hide the rotten parts of us. And here's the thing, we can come into church thinking we need to do the same thing.
Come on.
Because we have this thought that we need to conform before we become, right? We need to look the part. We need to look like everyone else because we come into church and people seem like they have it all together, right? Like some of you floated into church this morning and you ate manna for breakfast, right? And the appearance is, wow, I don't want to look different. I don't want to look strange. I don't want to look like I actually am on the inside. So I'm going to conform on the outside, even though I'm not transformed yet on the inside. I had a friend, and it struck me as strange. She had a cleaning woman coming to clean her house. And she said the phrase, I need to get home so I can clean up because the cleaning lady's coming. And I was like, what? That's kind of backwards, isn't it? Why would I need to clean up for a cleaning lady? But it actually speaks to our pride that says I have to look good on the outside. I got to clean up before she comes, and we do the same thing. You think you got to clean up before you come to Jesus? You think I got to clean up and look right to get to church and act right, and then God will, you know, transform. But I got to act like I have it all together. Can I tell you something? We get nowhere. God can't bless who you pretend to be. God is not afraid of your dirt. This church is not afraid of your dirt. We all have our dirt, and we all need to get it together, right?
Amen. Together.
There's no perfect people, and so we have to break this cycle that doesn't believe that God receives us and our mess. One time I was out and I ran into some friends, and I called my wife and I said, hey, you're never going to guess who I ran into. They're in the car with me right now. And she's like, are you coming to the house right now? And I said, we'll see you in 10 minutes. Love you, bye. And I knew the state the house was in when I left. And it was like it was a casual day. It was just, we were just having a relaxing day, not taking care of probably what needed to be taken care of. But I remember I showed up at the house and about 10 minutes later, and my wife, I remember she opened the doors to me and our friends, and she was like, I'm telling you, she was like wearing an apron. The house smelled like cookies, and it was spotless. And my friends were like, oh my gosh, how do you keep your house so clean? She's like, oh, it's just what it is. This isn't clean. And then they left, and I was like, how did you do that? Can I tell you? You know how she did it. Every closet, right? Every cupboard, every hiding place, behind the couch, whatever she could do to find a place to throw things in the heat of a second. But here's the thing, when you clean something too fast, you don't clean it, you hide it. And a lot of times, because we want to conform when we come to church, we don't allow God to transform it, we hide it.
Come on.
And we need to deal with this morning, because you don't get anywhere by hiding what God needs to transform in your life. I want to challenge you this morning. Don't sacrifice your inner life for the illusion of momentum, change, or to impress others. I want you to look behind your couch and under your bed and in your closet this morning. And I want to look at those things, and I want to deal with those things, because the Bible says the Lord lives in the secret place.